Well, you need one of these pacemakers. Great. When can we put it in? Somewhere around mid-August. What? 2 months? Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is we can't do it any sooner. So this whole notion that the vets are not having to wait, and look, my dad is not the only one going through this. I was looking down that ICU unit, and these guys, over and over and over again, the loved ones would come into the waiting room telling us the same freaking stories. The chaplain of the hospital talked with us for like 2 hours, telling us the same freaking stories. The chaplain. I mean, here's a guy who was, he's a chaplain, he also a vet. And he was like, I'm fed up with it. The chaplain is fed up with it. You want to tell, this is how you treat the people who save your asses on a daily basis. No, it's not. And this is how it happens because you keep electing the wrong people who do not care, who actually hate the military and for some reason think that the best way to get back in the military is to punish them. Well, I tell you what, how about we just park our Navy, we ground our planes, and we tell all our Army soldiers to go home, be with your families, and see how long it takes before China, Russia, or some other enemy starts to march on us. And some of the first people they're going to get rid of are these stupid-ass liberals that are in politics in state capitals and in Washington, D.C. across the country. They're going to be some of the first to go. Well, maybe not the liberals because, they'll just pander up and say, hey, we always kind of like socialism. We try to implement it here. How do you have a medical system? You promised these men and women that you would take care of them. How do you allow a $3 billion shortfall and then you talk about, well, I need an Obama phone. And you're going to start giving out welfare checks to people. And then every time you try to rein in this unnecessary welfare spending, you want to accuse the conservatives of being mean-spirited and uncaring and don't care about the poor. And I'm getting sick and freaking tired of people telling me, well, all we got to do is just tax the rich more. You say that for every stupid problem that we have with our government in underfunding stuff. Well, let me tell you something. You can't fix the problems that we have with spending by taxing the rich. You can take the rich's money, all of it, 100%, and you would not be able to fix the mess that was created by you freaking liberals. You spend too much in the wrong freaking places. You should be taking care of our vets and our current military active members. Oh, yeah. No, they're not getting the best of care anymore either. Now, I got to tell you something. I'm not being disparaging towards Indians from India, but there are a lot of them here. A lot of them in the medical profession. There are a lot of them. They're doctors. But here's the problem with that. One, they don't tend to stay for very long, in any one particular place. And two, their societal mores are way different than ours. So let me just be blunt. They do not care. And I'm not disparaging them because that's the way it is in they still have a true caste society. And if you are in a caste level in that system that is beneath them, they do not really care about you. And frankly, they come here, they get their education, or they're trying to get their experience. And they really, for most Americans, they think that most average Americans are beneath them. They do not care about you. You can see it in their attitude, how they talk to you, how they react to you, how they acknowledge you or don't acknowledge you. You can just tell. Look, I've been around a lot of them. I'm telling you, this is how they feel. This is how their society is. This is not good or bad. I'm not being disparaging. I'm telling you the actual factual truth. Generally speaking, they do not care at the same level that we do. Because their society is completely different from ours. They do not have the same mores that we do. But yet we continue to hire them. Why? Because we keep saying, well, we have a shortage here. Well, why do we have a shortage here? We have all of these kids looking for a way to make a living, right? And yet we talk about, colleges cost this, colleges. Why aren't we training our kids to be medical professionals? Caring medical professionals. I'm just asking the question. It would seem to me that you would want to have your own people in charge of taking care of your own people. It is pretty sad when you're in the VA hospital in Syracuse, New York, and doctor name after doctor name after doctor name is Indian from India. And I'm talking off the boat. I'm not talking that they've been here, that they were, born here. And I'm talking off the boat, Indian from India. Sometimes their accent is so thick you have a hard time understanding them. Why do you? These are the people that are populating our hospital systems now. I'm not saying that they don't have knowledge. They're very smart. They're very knowledgeable. They're well trained. Hell, they're trained here, so yeah, they're very well trained. But they just do not have the same internal caring mechanism for others that we like to think that a person or a doctor or a medical professional should have here in this country. Again, it is not to disparage them. It is just not their culture. Plain and simple. Look, if they want to have a caste system in India, that is great. But, when you talk about, and some people will probably say, well, Rod, they just need to they need to come over here and blend and meld and get with the program. What? Liberals don't want that. We can't be a melting pot anymore. Oh, because, hey, that's racist. You want them to be like you. That's a racist thing. Why should they give up their own culture if they come, just because they come here? Well, this is why. Because it's not compatible. And you start throwing all these incompatible cultures into the American culture, and things are it's like putting sand in an engine. It's going to gum up the works eventually, and it's going to all come crashing down. You have to expect people to assimilate to a certain degree, and I'm not talking Star Trek and the board. Assimilation is, inevitable, whatever. Just the basics. Learning the language. Understanding the fundamental mores of this country. And emulating those. But you know what? You can't do it if you're coming from a country that does not have anywhere near your mores. It's going to take a generation or two. But if you're not going to be here long enough, that's the truth. They don't care to be here. They're gonna get their experience, their education, their experience, make a little bit of money, and they're gonna take all that stuff back to India. And I don't have an overwhelming problem with that. My problem is that we're not offering the same opportunity. We're not pushing the same opportunities for American people to do what these foreigners are doing. And maybe if we did that, we wouldn't need so many foreigners just to do this kind of work. And then maybe we'd get a little bit more help and caring in our medical professions. And maybe then, I don't know, if we tossed in the $3 billion that was the VA was short, we wouldn't be, having to look for cheaper labor from overseas. I mean, to be told, well, you need a pacemaker. You need this special kind of pacemaker because, your heart's kind of weak. But, you got to wait 2 months. Are we playing the lottery here? Is the VA's whole thing, well, maybe he'll die. We won't have to spend the money on him before 2 months comes in. I don't like to think this way, but I already told my mother if he doesn't make it, we're suing the hell out of him. Because this cannot go on. And it is not because we're going to want money. It is just that this is a scandal that, it was big at the moment. The press thought that they could make hay out of it and, blame the GOP and conservatives for this. And then they found out, it's really, Obama's fault, their administration. So, we kind of better let this one go. No, folks, if you don't take care of your own, then you're going to end up with nobody there to take care of you. I keep saying elections have consequences. Electing the right people or the wrong people has consequences. You don't get to do a do-over. You can't say, it's one of these things that I hear, it's starting to make the news. Blacks are starting to regret electing Obama. Well, I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I told you over and over and over and over and over and over again. Before you elected him the first time, we told you over and over and over and over and over again, and even gave you proof then, and you still elected him again. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear about this voter remorse. You guys are freaking idiots. We told you. It was a bad idea. He was not the right guy, and you thought, well, no, he's going to be great. And you still got some people trying to defend the guy. Are you out of your freaking mind? He's done this, and this. I've even had to trick people. Hey, do you know George Bush did this, and this? And these people are like, oh, really? Man, see, George Bush he's an a-hole. He should go to jail. Man, we should hang him. I said, I made a mistake. That's actually Obama in his second term. Oh, well, no, that can't be. Yeah, look, see, people don't even know what this guy does. And yet they defend him. Well, he's a good president. Well, he did this. No, that wasn't him. That was Bush. No, that was Obama in his second term. But you just don't like him because he's black. Yeah, you want to try another one? I don't like him because of his policies. Has nothing to do with the color of his skin. And all you white people out there, conservatives, who have let this mockery happen, I'm mad at you. Well, and we got it going on again. Well, if my candidate isn't the nominee, I'm staying home. I should put you on the front lines if you stay home. Should make you go overseas. Should institute the draft, and whoever doesn't go out and vote simply because their candidate didn't get the nomination should be the first over there. I'm serious. I'm sick and tired of this crap. You keep electing the wrong people, and you know what? You won't have to worry about electing the right people later on because you won't have a country to elect officials for anymore. It'll be gone.